Hey guys, welcome back to the Kool-Aid Podcast. Welcome back to another video. On today's video, guys, we're going to be talking a little bit about Raphinha on today's video because there was a heated exchange between Raphinha, Hansi Flick, Ter Stegen, and Gil Manzano. And could there be potentially some ramifications, some consequences from that heated exchange? We're going to be talking about that. And as well, talking about Ansu Fati and Frenkie de Jong because there is some news in regards to their future. I'm going to be talking about it on today's video. But as always, guys, make sure to follow me on all of my social media platforms. Everything is posted down below in the description. And as well, the link to become a member is also posted down below. But as always, guys, let's get started with the video. All right, guys, let's get started with the video and let's talk about Raphinha because at the end of the game, he had sort of like an emotional reaction slash heated exchange between both the assistant referee, Ter Stegen, and even Hansi Flick, who were trying to calm him down after the end of the match. Apparently, Raphinha, he was upset at some of the words from Gil Manzano and the referees as Raphinha, he said to the assistant referee after the match, "You can't shut me up. You're so rude." Now, those were the words from Raphinha, and obviously, people in social media, they're making the whole situation seem bigger than it is. I just think that Raphinha, he was just caught up in the heat of the moment. Obviously, you don't want to see your player, be like that, be upset that much, where you have to have your coach and as well as a teammate try to calm you down after the end of the match. It's understandable why Raphinha is upset at the same time. But the good thing is that Gil Manzano, he did not mention anything in the incident report or in his official report after the match, and because of that, that means that there is going to be no disciplinary regulations or consequences in regards to that incident, and that an action can only be taken, if the referee includes the incident in his report, if another club files a complaint before a deadline, and then even if the disciplinary committee or they also include some reports of either violence or discrimination, but none of those conditions have been met, and so nothing is going to happen in regards to Raphinha. There were some people saying like, "Oh, is Raphinha going to be punished?" For that exchange, but that's absolutely not the case, and we're going to need a very locked in Raphinha because in these past couple of games, guys, Raphinha, I don't think he's necessarily been at the level that he was at prior to the international break. I do think that period in Brazil did harm him, especially, that game against Argentina in which, he said a little bit too much. Argentina, they punished him. Well, not punished him. Well, they showed the levels between a World Cup champion and that of the current Brazil team. And on top of that, Raphinha hasn't been necessarily brilliant in these past couple of games for Barcelona. Obviously, he's feeling a little bit fatigued. But if we are going to make, the run that we do want to make at the end of the season, we're going to need a very, very fantastic Raphinha. A Raphinha, at the levels prior to the international break. But now, guys, I want to be talking about Ansu Fati because recent reports have come out in regards to Ansu Fati, dictating that Ansu Fati right now, he is feeling very emotionally down. He's feeling disappointed. He's feeling sad due to this whole situation in which he is not playing any minutes for the club whatsoever. And there are reports that are saying right now that he is open to leaving. New clubs, they are, starting to show interest in the player, but he's frustrated at the club for how he's treating him in certain ways. This report is saying that he's frustrated because in training, at times when he's the best at scoring drills, the club, their social media, accounts, they don't mention any of those highlights. They don't, showcase that. And in regards to that, I understand that frustration a little bit, but at the same time, why do you need the club's social media accounts to highlight your shooting drills necessarily when you do well? What you want to do is you want to impress Hansi Flick, and Hansi Flick, he has been adamant. He wants to see better of Ansu Fati in those training sessions, and he's been clear since day one. In day one, he was, open to him, but the injury changed things. But ever since the January transfer window, he said, "Hey, Ansu Fati, I recommend you leave the club because you're not going to be getting any minutes." Ansu Fati, he wanted to, to settle down, to basically stay at the club and fight for his spot in the squad. But, the competition is extremely high, and Ansu Fati right now, we don't know what level he is in order to change Hansi Flick's minds. And looking at how Hansi Flick is managing this Barcelona team, if you're not playing, there's a reason for that. There's a reason why you're not playing, and of course, you feel sad for Ansu Fati. You want him to do well, but this is something that we all knew coming into the second half of the season. And since Ansu Fati hasn't played since the start of the year, since January the 4th against Barbastro, when is he going to play minutes? It's going to be very frustrating for Ansu Fati. It's most likely that he's going to be leaving in the summer. And the last piece of news I did want to talk to you guys about is in regards to Frenkie de Jong, because this report from Mundo Deportivo is saying that Frenkie de Jong, he wants to renew his contract with Barcelona. He's made that very clear, and right now he does not want to listen to any offers from any other clubs. His priority is to 100% stay at Barcelona and renew his contract, and he wants to basically clear up any rumors of a potential exit for free. And this is absolutely fantastic news. If Frenkie de Jong has decided that he wants to stay and he wants to do anything in his power to stay at Barcelona, then that means that salary is going to be drastically reduced, and he's going to be making a big effort. He's going to be adjusting to Barcelona's new wage structure, their new demands, and a Frenkie de Jong with a reasonable salary would be a player that I would want to stay at the club. Obviously, Frenkie de Jong, he's been very, very good in these past couple of weeks, and I've been saying, hey, a good Frenkie de Jong is a perfect opportunity to sell, and I'm still open to that. If a good offer comes in from Frenkie de Jong, you're talking about 70, 80, 90 million euros, I'm still insistent on selling him, but if Barcelona, they want to renew him, at the same time, I'm not opposed to that. And looking at this report from Frenkie de Jong, I am, feeling good, but at the same time, I want to hear a little bit more clarification on the details of that contract. But guys, what do you guys make of Frenkie de Jong potentially staying and renewing at the club? That's going to be something very, very interesting. And guys, that was it for the video for today. Let me know your guys' thoughts on everything that I have discussed on today's video. What do you guys make of that exchange between Raphinha and Hansi Flick? Do you think, those words, that period during the international break is affecting him right now? Do you think that Raphinha is going to be able to bounce back? And as well, what do you guys make of this whole Ansu Fati situation? And lastly, the Frenkie de Jong contract as well. But as always, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out, guys.